welcome. I'm glad you're here. Today we are going to focus on a heart-based practice, a heart-based yin practice. And I'll talk to you about yin a little bit in a few moments if you've not done yin yoga before. But first I want to talk about the heart and connecting to our heart. You know, right now with all that's going on in the world, our patterns in life are being interrupted. And when our patterns become interrupted, it's when we drop into that emotion of fear or vulnerability and insecurity. But at the same time, when those patterns are interrupted, it shakes us up energetically, and it does cause an opportunity for awakening and for connecting. And so in today's practice, we're really going to focus on connecting to the heart. Maybe you've heard the term heart coherence. Heart coherence is when the heart, the mind, and the emotions are all synchronized. And when they are, we're more at calm, we're more at peace. The physical body moves into homeostasis, that natural state of healing, and everything is just easier and better. I follow Heart Math. If you haven't heard of them, I suggest you look them up. Heart Math is a nonprofit organization that researches the energy and the power of our heart. And they found that the heart speaks to the body and sends messages to the body in much greater number than the brain sending messages to the body. So living from the heart is a really powerful place to be. Think of us as a community, as humans, as an ocean of energy. We are a large ocean of energy, and each of us is a drop in that ocean. And when we tune into our own energy, connect to that, and perhaps lift to that vibration of love from the heart, we affect the entire ocean. So that's what we're going to do today, is connect to our hearts, raise that vibration, and bring ourselves individually into a state of coherence, synchronization, mind, heart, and emotions. So let's begin by finding a comfortable seat and closing your eyes. And bring the shoulders back and over the hips so that the spine is stacked and long. As you press down through the sit bones and really focus on your seat, it will cause the spine to lengthen a bit more, lifting through the crown of your head. And to open our energy channel, the centers that run through us, we'll begin with some central channel breathing. Let the next breath you take come in from above your head, as though you're breathing in behind your eyes, through your throat, and into your heart space. And when you exhale, exhale down, like you're just traveling down through a channel or a shaft, an elevator shaft inside of you, through the whole body and into the earth. Let the next breath come from the earth, up into your body, into your heart space. And when you exhale, exhale through the throat, behind the eyes. Imagine breathing out the top of your head. You're an energy being connected to the earth, connecting to the universe around you. And when you focus on this breath, you begin to awaken and enliven those energy centers that move through you. Breathing in from above to the heart, back down the channel and into the earth. And while the eyes are closed, I want you to direct the mind and the awareness now to the center of your chest. It's here at the heart space where we feel most connected to our deepest self, to others, truly to all of life. It's here that we can connect to the source energy that flows through us. Pure, perfect, loving energy. Let your breath right now be as if you're breathing in and out of the heart space. You might want to bring a hand and rest it on your heart, feeling that heartbeat and feeling that expansive energy. Perhaps it makes it easier for you to visualize a glow, a light at the heart. As you breathe in, you see that glow begin to brighten. And as you breathe out, that glowing, loving energy expands beyond you, even through your body and beyond you. And often even this can be difficult if you're really in your mind. So if that's troublesome for you to just focus on the heart, begin in your mind to visualize something that you truly love or appreciate, someone, an animal or a loved one, or even just a beautiful blooming tree on this almost spring day. The warm cup of coffee that you started your day with. There's so many things today to think about and appreciate. Move yourself into that state of appreciation as you breathe in and out of your heart. Now bring your hands together at heart center, thumbs against the sternum, palms gently together. As you set an intention for your practice, I'm going to suggest setting the intention to hold that vibration of calm, of peace, and of love right here in the heart space. We'll seal our intentions with one round of the mantra Om, the collective consciousness. It is the vibration of all of us connected to each other. Inhaling through the nose. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth as you release the hands. If you feel like you need some movement from sitting for a while, feel free to take some movement. As we prepare to move into our first yin pose, you can see here that I have a blanket and a bolster. If you have a pillow or something to help to support your body, you might want to use that, or a folded blanket, or you might choose not to use anything at all. It's okay if you don't want any props. We'll move on to the hands and knees. And let's move into some cat-cow, as we did yesterday if you joined me for class, with the knees under the hips and the wrists under the shoulders, activating through the tops of the feet and through the knuckles. And with an inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, pull the shoulders back. And with an exhale, round your spine, drop your head and your tailbone. Moving with your breath here, inhaling to your cow tilt, extending the spine. And exhaling to your cat tilt, flexing the spine. Inhaling and exhaling. Maybe the eyes are closed and you're just feeling the breath move through you. And if the side bodies feel tight, maybe you want to shift the hips left and right and open up through the side a little bit. The low back deep on the hips. And as I guide you into your first yin pose, it's child's pose, and then I'll explain a little about yin once I get you there. In child's pose, there's lots of options. The toes can come together and the knees can come wide. It might feel good to have the knees and the legs together. It's whatever feels good to you. The hips are going to come back to the heels. You're going to drop your head towards the mat. Arms can stay out in front. They can come back towards your feet. And if you're here and this is not comfortable, that's where a prop can come in handy. Pulling a bolster or a pillow underneath you as you set the hips back and rest into this pose can feel a little bit better. We're going to hold this pose for 3 minutes, but if your body decides before the 3 minutes are up that you need to come out, you certainly can. I am going to guide you a little bit through what yin is as we hold it. In a yin pose, we stay for an extended period of time so that we can get deeper into the connective tissue. We try to let the muscles relax, the body relax, as we focus on the breath moving through the body, and we focus on the sensations that we're feeling as we're breathing, really releasing and letting go with each exhalation. So you might feel tightness in your low back, you might feel tightness in your hips as you come into this pose. But as you breathe here for a while, you should feel that start to ease. You should feel space begin to move into those places that feel tight and resistant. Notice how your upper back and your shoulders feel and see if you can relax them and let them go. And the head is best if the third eye or between the brows is on the mat, and if it doesn't reach, you might stack your hands and bring your head to the hands so that your neck is relaxed. Now feel that breath, breathing in and out of the heart space. Feel the expansion of the chest, the side bodies, and the back of the heart. Many of us are living from a heart space, but always giving, always loving. And when we breathe and focus on the back of the heart, we open up energetically the back of the heart to receive that loving energy. The source of you, the energy flowing through you from above, is pure love. Allow the back of the heart to open and accept that. Slow, easy breaths. Really letting go with each exhalation. Take a few more breaths here, complete full breaths. Often in our yin practice, we start out settled and relaxed and focused on the breath, and then the mind begins to get busy. The practice is to bring it back into the body. Being in the body in this moment is where your power lies. Take one more deep breath in, fill the body with air. Exhale completely, letting it all go. Activating slightly through the core to bring yourself up, to bring the hands back under the shoulders, and taking just a moment to reset, to settle. So it might feel good to move through cat-cow again. It might feel good to step the legs back and come into a down dog. Do what feels good for you, moving the body for a few moments or sitting in stillness. And where we are headed is to a bit of a deeper pose that's really going to get into the heart space a little bit more. This pose is called melting heart. And so you'll be on your knees again. If you need a blanket under your knees to make that easier, that's always a good option. You're going to bring your hips so they are over the knees, and this time your hips are going to stay high. As you walk the hands out and let the heart melt towards the floor. The elbows come down, the forehead either comes to the floor or the chin. This can be intense if you've not done this before. If you were to take a bolster or a pillow and bring it under your chest and rest your chest here, that can make it a little bit easier to sustain. This is the first of the shoulder openers that we're going to be doing, and our heart chakra runs from the center of the chest into the shoulders, down the arms, and into the palms of your hands. So you may feel some resistance in the chest and in the shoulders in this pose. If you're tight there, you most likely will. When you feel that resistance, breathe into it. Never to the point of pain. You should not feel pain in yoga, and definitely not in yin yoga. You may feel discomfort, and that's natural and normal, but see if you can breathe more deeply and if some of that begins to subside. If at any time it becomes too painful for you, set the hips back to the heels, come back to child's pose, and just be there. Notice how your shoulders feel. If they feel resistant, can you just bring the attention there and relax them a little bit? Softening and breathing. And again, we'll be here for 3 minutes if 3 minutes is okay for you. If you start to feel like you want more, you want to deepen the pose, after a bit you may want to bring your chin to the mat rather than your forehead. Keep thinking about the heart melting towards the earth. The back of the heart between the shoulder blades opening, allowing. Connected to your deepest self, to others, and all of life. Less than a minute to go here. Check in with the length of your breath. Perhaps you can deepen the inhale, lengthen the exhale. This yin practice is really a great way to relax the nervous system, to tell the body it's safe to let go and relax. It's a beautiful way to quiet the mind and to bring more energy and lubrication into the joints. So many great things happen when we practice yin yoga. We teach a lot of yin at Shine. When we first started teaching it, that's all anybody wanted, and I joked I would have to change the name of my studio to the House of Yin. Once you do it for a while, you really start to crave it and love it. Take one more breath here. Fill the body with breath. Exhale and let it go. Now be gentle when you come up. Be mindful. Activate the core. Maybe pull the hands back under the shoulders and press yourself up. Maybe you sit the hips back to the heels. If your back feels any kind of sensitivity or vulnerability, just taking a moment to let the body reset. And where we're going next is a really nice, almost more restorative than yin pose. It's called crocodile. And in this time where everybody is so in their heads, one of the things that we really need is to be more grounded. And so I'm going to show you a great way to just relax and ground yourself. In crocodile pose, let me move this so you can see. In crocodile pose, when we do it officially, sometimes a teacher will say, come into crocodile, and we just kind of lay down. But to be really in the pose, you want your elbows to be shoulder width apart, like a sphinx, and then cross the forearms toward each other. So your chest is kind of lifted, and the shoulders are going to kind of shrug up towards your neck, and then you're going to drop your head. You might feel a little of this in your neck and shoulders. If it's too intense, just walk the elbows out a little further, and then drop your head. Then relax down through the physical body. So pay attention to your low back, your glutes, your legs, and your feet. Take a few deep belly breaths. Feel your belly press into the mat, soften and expand. And then exhale and really feel that sense of presence and groundedness in your physical body. embodiment. When the mind wanders off, we want to bring it back, connect to our truth, the energy that's moving through this body. You might start to feel yourself getting heavier, a sense of gravity sinking into the mat. And if you don't feel that, maybe you're still holding on somewhere. Can you let go just a little bit more? About 30 more seconds here. Follow the breath in and out. Now we're going to move into another shoulder stretch. It's a little bit deeper, I think, for most people. I'm going to show you with my right arm so you can see what's happening behind me. It doesn't matter if you do the right or the left because we will be doing both. You'll send the arm directly out from the shoulder with the fingers wide. I might move a little to the left of my mat so I have a little more space. Then I'm going to roll onto my right hip, the right side of my head, bringing my knees in a fetal position and staying here. If I want to feel more, I might wrap my back, my left arm or the other arm back around behind me, or I might lift this leg and pull that knee back behind me. Never forcing, easing into this and seeing how it feels. You want your head and your neck to be relaxed. You're going to feel pulling a sensation through the chest, through the shoulder, down into the arm. And maybe as you take the first few breaths, you just stay on the hip and stay kind of a little forward. But then as you feel the spaciousness come into your body, you might pull the opposite arm back after a while. Or that top leg, you might pull it back after a while. Once you've wiggled and shifted and found the position that works best for you, then soften, close the eyes, settle into the breath. And feel the sensations in your body. Feel how as you breathe here, things change. Spaciousness comes into different places. Tightness starts to be released. You're getting energy flowing through the body. You're awakening the heart chakra, removing any blocks, allowing that feeling of love and connection to really expand. Noticing where the mind wants to travel off to, and when you notice, guiding it back, recognizing that you are not your mind, that you have a mind. You get to choose where your thoughts go. Where your thoughts go, you send energy. You give energy to what you focus on. Focus on the health and the well-being that's moving through you right now. For one more minute. onto your belly. It might feel good to rest in crocodile or to rest on one cheek. Just let the body come back to that neutral feeling. Notice where energy's flowing that it might not have felt like it was flowing before. That's the beauty of yin, I think. It's the coming out of the pose and feeling that flood of energy and fluid into the joints and the tendons. It feels so good. As you feel ready, you'll extend the opposite arm out, maybe shifting slightly on your mat so that you have a little more space. Rolling over onto the hip. If it's the left arm, you're rolling onto the left hip. Side of the face, neck relaxed. Taking a few breaths, taking inventory here, and then deciding if it feels good to wrap that top arm around to the low back. If it feels good to bring that top leg behind you. Deepening into the pose as it feels right for you. Yoga is a very personal practice. You need to pay attention to what you're feeling and you decide if you need a little more or if you need a little less. There's no right or wrong, it's whatever is right for you. And when you found that place in yin, we call it the edge, that edge where you feel like something's happening in your body, but it's not too intense or too painful. When you found that edge for you, then committing to being still for a while. The stillness helps the muscles to soften and relax. Then finding that steady flowing breath in and out. Encouraging ease and peace, calm to move into the cells of the body. Feeling the sensations and breathing into them. One more minute here. Connecting with the breath again if you've lost it. Perhaps coming back to that intention, that vibration of love, of peace, of calm. One last breath here, one conscious deep breath in, complete breath out. Being gentle if you brought the arm behind, pulling it back around, pulling the leg around. Letting the body rest if that's what it needs until you feel like you're a little more back to neutral, or finding movement if you feel like that is what you need. We're going to do one more heart opening pose today. Supported fish is sometimes called, and it's also sometimes called heart bench. So if you have that bolster or that pillow, you're going to bring it behind you. If you decide to bring it horizontally close to the tailbone, you could let the heart drape up and over, the shoulders drape up and over, and the head fall. Bringing energy all the way up into the throat chakra, into the third eye. That might be too intense for you if yin is not something you've been doing. It might feel better to have it long ways. so that as you lie back, your head and your shoulders are a little more supported. Either way, you want the palms open, the arms to the sides, and then there's some options with your legs. The feet can be wide and the knees tented. You could bring the feet together and let the knees open if you'd like to get a stretch through the hips. Or you can extend the legs out in a more standard fish pose. Softening through the face, softening through the jaw, and settling in here. Bring your awareness to the tailbone, to the base of your spine, your root chakra. Feel your connection here to earth. Grounded, present, energetically connected to the earth. And as you breathe, breathe that energy up into your body through your sacral chakra, through your solar plexus, and feel it at the heart. Feel the heart expand. When you exhale the breath, exhale it up through the throat, behind the eyes, out the top of your head. Find that connection to that channel of energy running through you, pouring through you. Breathing in from above your head to the heart space, and down the channel, through the tailbone and into the earth. Let each exhalation be a little bit more softening, a little bit more surrendering. Notice if your back muscles are holding on here, and if they are, consciously send breath there. Feel them relax and release even more. So you are being supported by the earth and the props beneath you, not working at all to hold yourself up. Breathing into the energy of calm, love, appreciation, feeling that heart energy open and expand. A few more breaths here. Notice where the mind is. Bring it back if it's wandered. Final deep breath in through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. Gently bringing the knees together if they were apart. Using the core muscles to bring you up, to protect the back. And coming to a seat. You might want to twist a little when you get to that seat. Move in a little kind of a cat-cow motion for the spine. That's going to be the end of our practice. We're going to move into just a little bit of breath work before we end completely. So that heart bench can count as your Shavasana, or when you turn off this recording, if you choose to lie back and enjoy a longer Shavasana, then certainly do that. Let's just sit for a moment in that cross-legged position or against the wall, however feels good for you, lengthening the spine, softening the shoulders and closing your eyes. Reconnect to that breath moving through you. The breath expanding at the heart. Love, calm, peace, appreciation. Feel how you've awakened those energies through this practice. There's a huge shift happening on our planet right now. It's been predicted for years that something big was going to happen in 2020, and it doesn't maybe always feel like, there goes the sound of freedom, it doesn't maybe always feel like a good thing, but on the other side of this shift, there's going to be some really beautiful changes in our world. Energetically, we are connecting and coming together. Remember, you are part of an ocean of energy. You are a drop. And the focus that you have, the energy that you carry with you and focus on affects the entire ocean. So let this feeling of love, appreciation, peace, and calm that you connected to today, let it stay with you. Carry it into your home, into your family, and all those you come in contact with. It makes a big difference for the world when we do that. Bring the palms together at the heart space. Close the eyes. Feel that pure, perfect energy that you are made of, that is connected to all of life. And we'll seal our practice with one round of Om. Inhaling. It was an honor and a joy to guide you through your practice. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.